city. I'd sure hate to waste this chance. We'll find us a shady little spot, not too cool, not too high. Perfect for a little fishing and romance. Oh yes. There's nothing so inviting, nothing quite as exciting as a little fishing when they're biting. Let's go fishing. Let's go fishing. I got a pole.
Well, they had the college bass masters this morning, and there was 220 boats in it. And I started out at Okeechobee to do a little fishing, and they was going by, so I was having my batteries were dead, so I was trying to jump it with my jumper, and I just thought, well, I'll just sit there and wait. Okay, and this is about a little after 7. A little after 8, they were still going out. I mean, there was 220 of them, so they were heading out. And really tough conditions, but them young guys, they'll catch them. They'll catch them. They're talented. But it's a good thing. They can even get scholarship for this, I guess. But like I said, it was 36 degrees, I think, this morning or something like that. And yeah, they'll still catch them. I think the weigh-in starts at 3, I think the weigh-in starts at 3, and it goes clear to 5. I'm pretty sure there's just 2 days of it, today and tomorrow. But yeah, it's just talented bunch of young individuals. I'll tell you right now. I really can't get over they have $200,000 gears with the boat, $100,000 boats, some of them, and $100,000 vehicles pulling them. So somebody's got some money. Oh man, can you imagine? I mean, I started out with an 8-foot wooden homemade John boat with a set of oars, and these young people are running around $200,000 outfits. It's just crazy, Now that's including all your electronics and everything on there. It's unreal. But you know what I seen, they all went out pretty safe this morning. They all went out in single file, took their time. You can see them going. I mean, there's not a lot of them passing each other, because it's really, the bite's going to be in the afternoon after the sun gets up, warms that water up a little bit. And I think they realize that there's no sense in going over 80 miles an hour, But there's always a few. You got 220 boats, you've always got that few that are just You know, but most 90% of them are good young people and considerate on the water. I trolled a little bit here down to the mouth because I didn't want to go across the river, and I didn't want to go up towards where they was blasting off. So I just trolled a little bit down through there. And plus, my motor wouldn't start. My big motor wouldn't start because my battery was dead. So I turned on my starter. Turned on my jumper. I'll show you here in a minute what I used, and boy, that thing's a lifesaver. If you don't have one, you need to get one, and put in your boat, or even put in your vehicle. I mean, because that thing jumped right up. I mean, jumped it right off, and I mean that battery was dead as a hammer because I accidentally left my switch on, and I didn't turn my main breaker off. Either 2 days ago, maybe 2 days ago, and that just drained that battery down. So, yeah, you can see they're going out single file. I mean, they're not going 100 mile an hour bypassing each other. Most of them's headed to Tin House, down to Worm Cove, down to Cochran's, down to Uncle Joe's, and over to on the south side, and in the J&S Canal, Taylor Creek, Henry Creek. They're all they all got their secret spots. But I would say that this like I asked them, Worm Cove and Tin House is only 2 foot deep. And that water is going to be ice cold. So I'd say the fish are going to be caught. They're going to be caught in the canals in deep water, Carolina rigging or deep cranking, something like that. You can see the sun coming up real slow there. It's pretty neat. I always like watching the sun come up. Yeah, I stayed way over out of the way. I couldn't get the big motor started. I just let that thing charge that motor for a little bit because I was going up the river. I was going to go up the river and fish up the river with minis, and I did. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty good. I mean, I had a pretty successful morning, as cold as it was and windy. But it does affect them a little bit. But crappie are not like bass. Crappie don't shut down. They'll still bite. I mean, you just got to have a real slow presentation this cold weather, And I wasn't going to do it, but it's going to be cold for the next week till this time next year. Next week. So I thought, well, I'll just wait. I usually say I'll just wait a couple of days to warm up. Well, it's not going to. It's going to be cold every day. This is Wednesday till next Wednesday. That's long force forecast. Just thought, well, bundle up and go fishing. That means you want to go fishing because, it's going to be cold every day. So you just take some minis and go out there and go fishing. Jigging? Nah, 2 foot of water. I ain't doing that. I was up about 14 foot of water catching them today. I was in a little deeper water. But I'm just letting this run a little bit so you can see the sun coming up there. It's pretty cool. I always enjoy watching that sun come up over the lake. It didn't have a lot of power today because I tell you that cold wind coming down out of the north. Woo, it was cold, and like I said, that wind on top of it. Man, I'm gonna have to get my coveralls out and my heavy coat because I didn't have enough clothes on this morning. I mean, I got chilly, I got cold. So yeah, it is what it is, man. You got to just deal with it this time of year. It's winter time, January, February, even here in South Florida. So that was about the end of it right there. So I got my battery charged back up from my starter, my jumper, and the boats were just about done going down. So I thought, well, I'll ease up through there. Those 220 boats, amazing. I mean, that's too many. And then they're going to have another tournament out of Clewiston starting, I think, tomorrow. Toyota Series starting tomorrow out of Clewiston. So there's going to be some good fishermen out there, but there's going to be a bunch of crazy people out there. I'm telling you right now. Everybody's wanting, everybody's looking at that money and prestige and all that good stuff. And honestly, the Toyota anglers are probably the worst ones on the water. They really are. That Toyota series, they don't care about nobody. I mean, they'll run right over top of you. I had it a couple times down there. I had them run over top of my floats down there when I had customers down there when I was bass fishing. Them guys, I'm going to say most of them guys in that field are not good people. They're not good people at all. So you want to watch out for them guys. I really, really had bad taste in my mouth from them Toyota tournaments. But you think all that boat traffic, it really don't affect the fish. I mean, it really don't. What it does, it really, because there's no current in here, and there's no, it just brings the bait up off the bottom and kind of really helps the fish, and tell you the truth. Yep, there's the sun up. It's up now, so look at all the different colors. That's pretty cool, But there wasn't hardly anybody on the river, just a few. So I head up the river, and I thought, well, they're done. So I was able to bank the big motor up and head up the river there. And I pulled into a place there where I've been seeing some fish over the last couple of weeks, and they were there. So that's good. So there goes the crappie fishing. There goes the other crappie fishing coming out. Yeah, if you was in this tournament, you'd want to be the last boat out so you'd get that afternoon bite. You know what I'm saying? But while I was sitting up there fishing, and I used to do the same thing. There was some running up the river, and there was some running back down the river. Then they'd run back up the river. It's amazing how they're going to drag them fish up here from Clewiston, and Clewiston's going to run up here and drag them fish back to Clewiston. Old droopy drawers there. I ain't got no butt. I can't keep my pants up, guys. That's just the way it is. Like I've always said, the good Lord didn't give me no rear end to hold up my pants. I tightened my belt, trying to get smaller pants. I still can't do it good. If my belly was back here, that'd help me out. If I had my belly fat back here. Hood up, boy. The winds are blowing. I'm gonna, get ready to go. The wind's blowing real hard, so you can't hear what I'm saying, but that's my jumper box right here, guys. You gotta have one of those in your boat. The wind was howling, and I had my microphone on, but I still couldn't hear. But that's what it right there is, the Naco Boost Plus. Like I said, I think it's $100 worth every penny of it. I'm telling you right now, because this morning it kept me out on the water. And it had been a heck of a thing to try to get my boat back on the trailer too, by myself without the big motor. So yeah, that thing was pretty good. So I put out my Muck City not trolling rods, but my fiberglass, I call them bamboo rods. I had them all different sizes, 14, 10, 8, and I just kind of spread them out there and started up there real slow in the wind, and just put my electric motor down on 1. And if it goes too fast, all I got to do is put my power poles down. That'll even, if the wind blows, that'll even slow me down more. So yeah, it's just, you got to kind of play the wind. And I can do the cold, I can do the rain, but the wind is hard to fish in, guys. It really is on this lake, on any lake. I don't care what it is. It's the wind's just hard to fish. I mean, But the fish were biting. I mean, I was catching them. I mean, it really was. It was a good morning. I mean, even though it was cold, the fish were still biting. I just kind of moved along real slow, and And you know, and I had two hooks on a couple of them, and on a couple of my rigs, and some of them had both hooks in their mouth. I mean, they were hungry, and they were fat. There were some females. I caught some females today, you know, which is a good deal. That showed me that you know, they're going to do their thing. There's really, with the water down, the river's down. It's under 13 foot now. It's 12 something. It's not up in the trees like it usually is, and they really don't have no place to spawn. So, you know, it's just, they gotta just kind of suspend, you know, and then spawn. So, yeah, just, good time, guys, good time. Even though it was cold, I still caught fish, and they hit hard. I mean, they pulled that pole down. There wasn't no question about one hitting. Yeah, if you want to fish, you're going to have to bundle up and go out there, because this is going to be here for a week or maybe even longer, maybe a couple weeks. Yeah, it's better than being up north where it's -9, -8, you know. But you can see here, it's a little bit rough. I just sometimes I put it on spot lock, and just when I had to do something, just kind of hold myself there, you know, especially when I was getting a bite or something. I had to put a mini on, I just put it on spot lock. And because wind would blow me around if I didn't. You know, shoot, I had two on at a time, a couple times, and that's kind of, if you guys that fish all the time, you know what that is. That's like a fiasco. I mean, especially with the cane poles out there, and they're going back and forth and fighting the wind. And yeah. I only had 6 rods out, and that was plenty. That was plenty. Yeah, I couldn't go with the wind because then you went too fast, so I had to just kind of ease up against the wind. So, you know, I could, you know, your presentation is so important. I don't care what you're fishing for, but the presentation is so important on how I catch a fish. And I put, it's a little bit tough at times, so I put some 6, even 4 pound test line on some of them. I'm not sure which one's which, but I put them on, you know, lighter lines. And you know, again, I'm talking here, but you can't hear me.
Crappie, guys. The cold weather don't affect these specks as much as it does bass out here on Lake Okeechobee. You just gotta go a little bit deeper, and I'm pushing this morning. I'm just kind of being real slow. I've got some 14 footers, 10 footers. I think I got a couple 12s here, and I really like these poles. You can collapse them with these cane poles. I call them cane poles. They're made out of fiberglass. And you know, I've had a lot of them, but I like these Muck cities better than any of them. I'll tell you. So anyhow, guys, yeah, get out here. It's just bundle up. Right? You can still catch fish. Let's go fishing. Keepers. That's what's the good thing about them. Keepers. Alright, let's go back.
and it's very informational. I mean, there's a lot of good stories in there about the lakes and what the conditions are and how you should do this and how you should do that and the different types of the year. So yeah, pick you up an angler too.